Imagine a scenario where, for some unfathomable reason, all the nuclear weapons on Earth were detonated at once. The sheer scale of such an event is almost beyond comprehension. We're not just talking about a few bombs, but a staggering total of over 15,000 nuclear warheads. The question isn't just whether this could happen, but what would the aftermath look like? In this video, we'll explore the potential consequences of this nightmarish event, combining scientific data, historical context, and my own insights to analyze what might unfold in such an apocalyptic scenario. Stick around to see just how this event could unravel our world. The scale of destruction: currently, there are approximately 15,000 nuclear warheads in the world, a number that is almost too large to fully grasp. These weapons are mostly held by the United States and Russia, who each possess around 7,000 nuclear warheads. Other nations like France, China, the UK, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea collectively hold about 1,000. So, what does that really mean for the planet? To put this into perspective, there are roughly 4,500 cities worldwide with populations exceeding 100,000. If we assume it would take about 3 nuclear bombs to completely wipe out a city, we could theoretically destroy every urban area on Earth, killing more than 3 billion people, nearly half of humanity. While this number is staggeringly high, we still have a reserve of over 1,500 nuclear warheads. That's enough to guarantee complete global devastation, making the concept of mutually assured destruction far more than just a theoretical idea. The hypothetical, a mountain of nuclear bombs, but let's take this to a further extreme. What if we gathered all these nuclear weapons in one place and detonated them at once? It's an idea that may seem like a thought experiment, but the implications of such a scenario are profound. Imagine a pile of 15,000 nuclear warheads stacked haphazardly in a small storage area, each one packing an explosive punch of 200,000 tons of TNT. When combined, the total explosive yield of all these weapons would be around 3 billion tons of TNT. To put this into perspective, this amount of energy is enough to completely reconstruct Manhattan, with its buildings and skyscrapers, using nothing but explosives. For comparison, let's consider a catastrophic volcanic eruption. The eruption of Krakatoa in 1883, one of the deadliest in history, had global repercussions. The explosion was so intense that it wiped out 70% of the island and affected weather patterns worldwide for years. The energy released by this eruption was significant, but it pales in comparison to the energy we would unleash by detonating all of the world's nuclear bombs at once, 15 times more powerful, in fact. The immediate consequences: now, let's walk through the devastation that would follow. If we detonated all 15,000 nuclear bombs, the initial explosion would be catastrophic. A massive fireball, 50 kilometers wide, would vaporize everything in its path. A shock wave would spread for thousands of kilometers, obliterating forests, cities, and ecosystems. The destruction would be so intense that it would be visible and felt around the world. The shock wave would reverberate through the Earth's atmosphere, completing multiple circuits of the globe in just a few days. Within a 250-kilometer radius, everything would catch fire. Buildings would collapse, and the Earth would be scorched. The mushroom cloud would rise high into the stratosphere, reaching towards the edge of space. This cloud would carry millions of tons of vaporized material into the atmosphere, sending it high into the sky and causing a global climate shift. This phenomenon would not only devastate the area where the bombs were detonated, but it would affect global temperatures for years to come. A nuclear winter could emerge, cooling the Earth's surface and potentially causing widespread crop failures and famine. Radiation fallout: perhaps one of the most terrifying aspects of this scenario is the radiation fallout. The intense radiation would contaminate vast regions of the planet. The area surrounding the blast site would be rendered uninhabitable, with radiation levels so high that any living creatures would be killed almost immediately. The fallout would travel on the wind, affecting regions far from the original blast. Radiation would rain down across the Earth, increasing the incidence of cancer and other radiation-related diseases worldwide. This fallout wouldn't just disappear after a few days or weeks. Some of the radioactive particles would remain in the atmosphere for years, potentially causing health issues for generations. Areas previously considered safe would be rendered toxic for decades. The radioactive cloud would contribute to a persistent global health crisis that could reshape entire populations. The long-term global effects of detonating all nuclear bombs would go beyond immediate destruction. The environmental consequences would be catastrophic. We could experience a prolonged nuclear winter, a period in which the Earth's temperature drops due to the vast amount of ash and dust blocking out sunlight. This cooling effect could last for years, devastating agriculture and leading to mass starvation. The immediate human toll would be in the billions, with most of humanity wiped out. Those who survived the blast would face the horrific reality of living in a poisoned, irradiated world. The planet itself could be uninhabitable for a significant portion of the human population, possibly for centuries. A reflection on humanity's destructive power. In light of this hypothetical scenario, one cannot help but reflect on the true destructive potential humanity possesses. The question of what might happen if we detonated all nuclear weapons at once is not just a scientific curiosity, it's a sobering reminder of the power we hold and the responsibility we bear. We are living in an age where we have the ability to destroy civilization as we know it. But the real question is, should we continue to possess such power? If we consider the total amount of uranium available on Earth, it's estimated that there are about 35 million tons of uranium in the Earth's crust, enough to power civilization for thousands of years or to build millions more nuclear warheads. This presents an unsettling possibility, the ability to annihilate life on Earth, again and again, at the push of a button. While it may seem unlikely that humanity would ever pursue such a path, the very existence of such a possibility calls into question the future of global security and the ethics of nuclear proliferation. In conclusion, the thought experiment of detonating all nuclear bombs at once highlights not just the incredible destructive capability of nuclear weapons, but also the fragility of our existence. The repercussions of such an event would be global, far-reaching, and irreversible. It serves as a stark reminder of the need for responsible stewardship of our planet and its weapons. As we continue to navigate the complexities of global security, it is essential to ask ourselves, how much power is too much, and at what point do we choose peace over destruction? Let us hope that the future of humanity lies in cooperation, not in the devastating shadow of nuclear warfare.